من شیما هستم.
My name is Shima, my name is Elah, and today as I'm talking to you, it has been 718 days. I have no news of my father because Ibrahim Babaei, my father, when intended to get out of Iran, was disappeared by the Iranian authorities. And since then, I have no news of him, and the fear of what has happened to him has affected my families and myself, my life. Not only anonymous people who claimed that they were agents and they told me that my father has died. They approached me, and in order to kidnap me, they took me to the borders of Iran. They tried to do so. And the authorities, they claim that my father has never existed. And during the first few days of my father's detention, a mate in the detention told me that my father, as the authorities told that he has died, he was alive. This is not the whole life of my story. I'm here today in order to tell you that how the injustice and inequality has affected Iranian young woman, made her combatant. And I have to tell you that people like me, the number of us is quite too many, and you are standing with people who have resisted against the regime, and the obligatory hijab is one of the symbols of the injustice. And you, the international community, remembering that we have a right to exist, and you have to indicate that we exist. And since I remember, I have involved with the injustice and the violence of the state. At 14 years of age, I was the first victimized by these laws, and after 1 year later, during the protest against the regime and the election, I was victimized again. And all my life, during my teenage life, my father was imprisoned, and while later, when he received about 74 lashes, he was released. But the life of my story started since I began to deny to be a slave. I then removed the scarf on my head, and I used every little opportunity to show my hair, and my pictures were shared in the social media. Then the authorities came to me. I was taken to the moral police. I was 22 years of age, and in the same building where Mahsa Amini, the 22 years old Iranian woman, was murdered, there I was interrogated. Prior to getting to the building, as I have put the scarf on my shoulder, I made a video of myself and I shared it in the social media, and I announced that I am not scared of detention and threats, and I will say no to the regime. And my father also was not silent, and he was beaten in front of me. Both of us were detained, and then he was condemned to receive 74 lashes, and I was sentenced to detention. And the judge told me, it is a law. For 2 years, I was arrested 5 times. And in the very last case, for protesting against the hijab, I was sentenced to 6 years and banning from leaving the country. And I was deprived from continuation of my education in university. They put pressure on me in order to give up and become a slave. However, I had no other way rather than struggling and fighting. And I was 23 years when I was involuntarily exiled. And for the last time, as the officers, they shot at me on the border, I look at my country on the top of a mountain. At that moment, I promised to myself that I struggle, I fight for all other people who were exiled until our country becomes safe, and being a woman is not a crime, and no one could be put behind the bars because of their ideas, and they don't get death sentence. And today, as my father is a victim of the disappearance, I have no doubt that I have to fight for a life, a normal life. What has been stolen from my people, I have to fight.
Hostel, and dozens of students were killed. Please know that we Iranian people have gone through all the legal channels available to us to realize our rights, but in vain, sadly, because the nature of this regime is to be against women, against freedom, against democracy. By awarding this very courageous woman, Nargis Mohammadi, with the Nobel Peace Prize, you have given the Iranian people in guarantee some kind of security for our political prisoners. So, and it's important for you to pay attention to Iran so that the Iranian regime authorities know that they are not going to isolate our people, that you're watching their every move to make sure that they're not continuing their suppression of people. Look, woman, life, freedom is not just a slogan, it's our roadmap. And what is our weapon? Our weapon of the Iranian women is their hair. By removing their hijab, they are standing up to the Iranian military, to the Iranian authority. We want to be Iranian people to live in democracy, in freedom. And I urge you to please, by respecting your own values, at least understand that we need you, that the world is a global village. We need each other, and we need your support to realize our rights and our freedoms. Thank you very much.